Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another GTA Online video. My name is Saintsfan, and today I have some questions from you guys on Twitter that we're going to be talking about. Because like I mentioned on Twitter, Rockstar still haven't given us any DLC info to talk about, so I'm answering your guys' questions. And as always, starting off, we have Kill Rody. Do you think that there will be properties or just one property that you're able to buy, like the arena? Because there's only one arena, but like other properties, there's over 10 nightclubs and etc. So basically, I guess the question, do you think they'll ever add something that is like the arena in that there's only going to be one of them? And that's an interesting topic to talk about because at least off the top of my head, there's not a whole lot of things that come to my mind. I'm sure once I make this video, I'll think of like a million different things. Oh my God, that could have been cool. I could have said that and stuff. But off the top of my head, there's not like a whole bunch of things that come to my mind. If you guys, of course, want to let me know in the comment section some ideas that you maybe have, please do. But maybe this could work for a police DLC. I know there's definitely multiple police stations around the map, but maybe there's like one central one that you have to go to that is where you start your journey, for being a cop. If they ever were going to add the naval aircraft carrier ship into the game, but they didn't want people to buy it, they just wanted to add it as like an actual thing, then that would be a really cool place. It's just a one-off thing off far in the sea that people could go to. That's, again, not really a property, but that would be awesome. One of the questions that someone asked, and I'm not going to get to it in this video because I've talked about it before, but someone asked, do you think they're ever going to finish that unfinished building in the city? Well, if they ever were to finish it, that could be like the base of operations for some really cool business, and that would be the sole building that would be used. But yeah, like I said, I can't really think of anything too crazy off the top of my head. If you guys can think of something that would just have one central location for everyone, then let me know down below. Next question from Cristiano. Do you think the next DLC will be huge, and what do you think it will be? After Hours Part 2, Naval DLC, Casino, Doomsday Heist are a lot harder. Oh my God, could you imagine a Doomsday Heist Part 2 but a lot harder? How much harder could it get, dude? Like, that final mission, the part 3 of the DLC or of that heist, was like the most frustrating thing I don't want to say I've ever had to do in gaming, because I'm sure there's been something, but it's up there. Like, that thing was so difficult initially. I'm sure now people have played it 5,000 times, like people have gotten things down to the T and can easily run through it, but man, that thing was so difficult when we first started. Like, it felt like an accomplishment when we actually completed it for the first time. That was awesome. But yeah, okay. What do I think the next DLC will be? And will it be huge? Well, I'll answer that question. I think that it better be huge. If it's not, I think a lot of people are going to be upset just because of the silence. It all comes back to the silence, man. How many times does Rockstar need to be told we don't like silence? I guess they're never going to change, but that's really the only thing I sort of worry about. Because if it's not a rather large DLC, then I don't know. People are going to be pissed, pretty much. A lot of people are. And maybe that's going off of, and this ties into the next question a little bit. Jimmy says, do you think the next DLC is possible? Do you think it's a cop DLC or a Tuners and Outlaws DLC? Because Fun said half will be happy and half would be disappointed. And that's sort of what is interesting, that one of the leakers come out and said, all right, half you guys are going to be disappointed, half you guys are going to really like it. Well, wouldn't like a smaller DLC kind of fit that? Like, half the people will be very upset that it's not a big DLC, but then half the people will enjoy it because it's new content. That's just it's an interesting thought I'm just now thinking of. But that's sort of the only thing with that first question. Now with this question from Jimmy, I don't think a Tuners and Outlaws DLC would fit the 50-50 mold, because I think a lot of people, like 90% of the people, would enjoy that DLC because it's basically an import and export part 2, and so many people love that DLC. Now a cop DLC, on the other hand, I never really thought about this, but that kind of would fit the whole 50-50 theory, because I think there's a lot of people out there, a lot of like hardcore GTA people out there that are like, GTA is not about cops. Like, you about to kill cops. We're not supposed to be cops. And I think that's sort of what Rockstar's mentality was for the longest. And if this were to come true, I think those people would be upset that, oh my God, really, people can become cops now in GTA. Like, that's what this has become. But there's people like me who would love that, because I would love to be able to sort of somewhat role play as a cop just to change it up in GTA. So I think that's a possibility. I never really thought about that, but yeah, that one's a good idea. Manny, do you think GTA needs a car that can go in stealth mode like the Akula, which can hide your cargo from other players while on ground? Rockstar, well, I don't know. I want to say the Akula hides you from everything, but then I've seen so many people say it doesn't, but then I've gone in game and it does. So I actually have no idea what the hell the Akula does as far as like hiding yourself from other players when you're carrying cargo. It seems like certain times it hides you, but then certain times it doesn't. So regardless of that, though, I made a video sometime last year that was basically on this entire topic. GTA, and I've been saying this for the longest, so Rockstar, if you're listening, please do this. You have two options when it comes to supercars and sports cars going forward. Well, I guess three options. You can just stay the same, release them, let them cost $2 million, and then have no one ever use them in online. And the reason, obviously, is because free roam is just a big old cluster F. Like, you need an armored vehicle or weaponized vehicle. Otherwise, you're going to be in passive mode the entire time. So the two options that I sort of have brought up time and time again, you have a stealth car like the Akula, whether that's just a certain car or whether it's just a feature you can put on a car, and boom, you're off the radar. That's awesome. But maybe like you can't shoot out of it. You know, you definitely are going to be limited in some aspect, but you're off the radar. So like that alone would be amazing. Or you just have a car, supercar, sports car with armor. So same old sports supercar stats as far as speed and all that, handling, but it's armored. It can withstand 2 to 3 RPGs, homing launcher missiles. Like, those are the two things I think that need to happen. Otherwise, people aren't going to be using supercars or sports cars in free roam. I can't tell the last time I've actually seen someone driving around in a super or a sport car. 95% of the people I see driving are in an armored vehicle or an Oppressor Mark II or like a jet or something. So yes, I would love to see some sort of vehicle like that. That boy Roy, since we all know Rockstar is working on a DLC because GTA 5 is simply too profitable for them to not be adding content, why are they being unusually silent for such a long time? I think this has to do with Red Dead Online. I honestly think behind the scenes for the last year, like they've been going super hard in Red Dead Online just because they didn't have anything in Red Dead Online initially. Like, it was very, very bare bones. And I think they definitely wanted to rectify that issue. And I think you're starting to see that with the new DLC that they announced that came out, and then the DLC that's coming out sometime in the summer, whenever that may be. So I think that's kind of what happened. You know, they mentioned before Red Dead Redemption 2 came out that pretty much like every developer team at Rockstar was working on Red Dead Redemption 2. And I think that's kind of what was happening with Red Dead Online. Like, all right, they got Red Dead Redemption 2 out. Now let's get everyone to sort of work on Red Dead Online. And because of that, GTA Online sort of fell by the wayside, and that's why we haven't gotten anything for, what, 6-7 months now. So if you look past the conspiracy stuff, which is kind of hard to do because it's definitely more fun that way, I think that's just why they're being unusually silent. Like, they're definitely silent, but this is definitely unusual, going 7 months without giving us a DLC or anything really major. I think that's why. Most of the people were working on Red Dead Online, but now that it seems like Red Dead Online is sort of finding its feet, I'm thinking we'll get back to normal, unless GTA 6 comes out. Zafir, at what point will, in your opinion, GTA be officially dead when GTA 6 comes out? It's as simple as that. When the next online comes out. I mean, like, I'm sure people will still be playing GTA Online once GTA Online 2 is out, but it's going to be dead. Come on. And then the final question from Grim Reaper, not GTA related, but this is the question of the day because I am curious with E3 coming up, I believe next week or maybe, I don't know, a couple days after that. Are you excited for any games that are releasing this year? Let me know in the comments what games that are releasing this year are you excited for? Honestly, for me, I just did a quick search, games 2019, and like Google pops up a bunch of games that are coming out. Looking through them, I'm gonna be honest, there's not a whole lot that I'm like super excited for. There is that new Star Wars game coming out that sounds really cool, but that's a single player game, so that's not really relevant like to my channel at all. The only one that is relevant to my channel that I'm freaking, I cannot wait. My friends cannot wait. Borderlands 3. This game, we played Borderlands 2 so much. And Borderlands 3, it looks like, is just going to continue that. So I definitely am going to be posting a bunch from Borderlands 3 whenever it does release. I think it's like in October or September. But then looking at some of these other games, I don't know. There's not a whole bunch. Like the Outer Worlds, if you guys know what that game is, that game looks kind of fun, but it's sort of a single player-ish game. I did just watch the Call of Duty Modern Warfare trailer, and I don't know if I'm like getting my hopes up because it's Call of Duty, and we all know how it goes with Call of Duty. But that game does look kind of cool, and I am excited to like play Call of Duty how it's meant to be played. Like I didn't ever want to go to the future and all that, which is what they've done the last like 6 Call of Duties. They're going back to like modern times, which is awesome. So I hope that game turns out to be good, but it's probably not going to be good because it's Call of Duty, let's be honest. But I am holding out hope. Apart from that though, there's not a whole lot. Unless something major gets announced at E3, then that's kind of just what's on my radar. Borderlands 3 and then Call of Duty. But yeah, let me know in the comments what games are on your radar. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA Online content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.